Welcome back to another Family Room. We're excited that you're here with us. Let us know where you're watching from. This is where we go deeper into Sunday's message and try to answer your questions. However, softball season is upon us right now.
I was just joking last week that we wouldn't have to pre-record. I was just tricking you guys.
No, so we weren't going to have to. And then one of our daughter's teams, the practice day got changed. So for the, it ends May. Mm-hmm. May. I don't remember the exact date right off the top of my head. 26th, I want to say.
9th.
9th. That was way, sure? I don't know.
Yeah.
Either way, sometime in May is when we will be back doing it live. But for now, it will be pre-recorded. I encourage you, don't use that as an excuse to not comment on things and not engage or not watch. Make sure you guys, use it like a small group time. So real quick, Kelsey, let us know the announcements.
Sure. I wasn't ready for that. Okay. This weekend is going to be the 8th, and it's the Fire Youth Super Bowl party. That's from 6 to 8 p.m. You can check out online any more details on that. That's going to be a lot of fun. They had a blast last year, and I think what is that for? Are you timing how fast I can do the announcements?
No, see how long we go.
Okay, so I know that Duel's doing something really cool this year, kind of like an interview, fun thing like they do at Super Bowl. Sideline interviews is what he called it. So I hope he's still doing that. But it's going to be really cool videos on that. And then this Monday is our last of the vertical marriage. And if you guys are attending that, we had to leave this Monday because we have softball Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And Saturday. So
sounds like so many days when you just throw them all out there.
we did have to leave early. You were able to start that, and it was just kind of a really stressful night because it was the first one.
That was my first head coach night. So
that was fun. So next Monday we're gonna kick it off again, and Rodney and Brooke will handle it, the rest of it, and then moving forward. The following week, which will be February 17th, we are starting a new Bible study, and that'll be on Tuesday, so we will be available for that. We will be here every single night, 7 days a week. So we'll be here Tuesday, and it'll be anchored. It's really, really cool. The information's online. The book's online. I'm about to order our book. Please order your book. We're not going to do a kickoff. We're just going to roll right in. Again, if you don't have it or you forget, I can make copies, but that'll be Tuesday, February 17th, and that'll be at 6:30. There will be childcare. It's going to be a really good study. We actually found that one a couple weeks ago, so we're very excited about that. February 15th, which is day after Valentine's Day, we are doing the cookie exchange at 9 a.m., so bring your baked goods if you want to share with everybody. We will put them in the info center. It'll be before church, so you can get super sugary and caffeinated before the sermon, so you guys should be very loud during worship in the sermon. And
they're gonna need it that day.
Why? Oh,
good.
Valentine's Day, the kids' card exchange. So we've done this a couple years. Stop it. We've done it a couple years. I'm doing my best.
You're fine. I wasn't laughing at you.
Oh, what are you laughing at?
I was thinking.
And anyways, sorry. They bring a box, they bring cards, just bring probably about just a pack. Usually a pack comes like 18, 20 cards. Just tell them to bring that. They can put their name on it. They can fill out the other kids' names when they get there in class, kind of like how public school does it. Bring your box, bring your cards, and it'll be good. So I think that's about it. Dining with Dignities at the end of this month on the 27th. That's the fourth Friday. We still have homeless outreach. That's the second and fourth Thursdays of every month, meeting downtown. They still meet every single Wednesday at around 6. Take it away, buddy.
Yes, and if you weren't here Sunday, we did make the announcement. I just want to put it up here at the front, and hopefully I'll remember at the end, that we have talked before about how we have bought 55 acres. The new plan is, or I guess updated, whatever you want to call it, but we are putting this property up for sale to be able to build a new building out there on the land so we can move out there. It won't be, the full dream kind of building per se, but it'll be a little bit larger building, and hopefully through this process,
It's going to be a humble step up.
it'll be a little step up, and hopefully the most important thing is that we'll be debt free, God willing. But with that, obviously, I'm still encouraging if you have partnered with us. Even if you're one of the people that aren't giving, even just $20 to $30 a week by everyone that watches or comes that doesn't give, which is a Chipotle burrito. With fries or I guess they don't have fries, with chips and a drink, whatever. But
Queso.
it's a very small amount weekly that across the board really just makes the whole dynamic completely different.
So I will say, because we do probably going to get a couple questions on this, a lot of people kind of questioning why we're doing it this way, and I do want to be very transparent. What we're sitting on right now is technically can be sold more for what is out there. So by selling this, you have the option of hanging on to this, leasing it out, but we really want to focus on the new place and not have two places in limbo. And debt-free is really important to us. That way that, funds coming in can go out to homeless outreach, food pantry, upgrading equipment in the building and everything, and doing more of an outreach process instead of just struggling to make just the regular bills meet and not being able to use more of it.
Huge deal.
With this, being able to sell this and be able to pay cash for the building and pay off the land would be a big jump. And it's pretty much either build the very large building and not move the pantry out there because there'd be no funds left over. And to us, that's not even an option. So we're going to do just a step up in this size-wise, and that building would obviously be used in the future for youth events, for youth building, or whatever the case may be. It will be utilized. But with us doing it this process, we're able to bring the church and the pantry together as one at the same time out to the new place, so there's no lapse in the pantry, because that's important to us. With moving everything out there as well, instead of why don't you just stay here, this is a very high congestion area. We're capped. So, we cap out basically from 8 to 10 a.m. We cap out at 800 people, and we can't fit more because of just how busy
traffic
this is.
goes all the way up and wraps onto 207, so we can't legally
With
do
moving
more.
out there, the site design we're looking at, we pretty much have a massive area. The food pantry volunteers are like, no. We have a massive area to be able to put cars. There's going to be a much better flow of traffic coming in from 207, leaving on 13. So with this, we will be building the building and the food pantry building at the same exact time. That way everything's moved out there, as well as a much better thing for our homeless outreach, so Christy can get out of a shed and have an actual building with that's hurricane proof. So sorry, we just want to take a moment to just touch on that. Obviously, if you guys have any questions, just let us know, but we will be doing this.
We'll be talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
From now until the day we move out there. And we'll talk
so
about
we'll keep
how
everybody
awesome.
up to date. We'll keep everyone up to date as we move, so there's no secrets, no surprises.
Nope. But one of the ways, obviously, not to harp on it, but that you can immediately help is to just stay steady in your giving, because obviously now we're going to have to hire, site planners, architects, and all that stuff. That all costs a bunch of money. So moving forward into this week's episode 4 of Undeniable Authority. The message was no matter what. Part 2 of John the Baptist in prison, where he's having his moment of discouragement. We covered verses, 24 to 35 out of chapter 7. The back half, if you will. Last week we talked about how John was having a moment of doubt and a moment of discouragement, and sent 2 of his disciples to Jesus, asking him, are you the one, or should we look for another? And then when they leave, Jesus gives a really awesome, beautiful statement about John. He didn't demean John for having doubt or having discouragement. He didn't shoot him out. He didn't talk bad about him to other people.
Why are you tapping me?
Because you look in pain.
Oh, yeah.
And
Jared made me work this morning.
Okay.
I pulled it
And
back
actually,
out.
that was your idea, trying to flip that over. So.
I could do it. I just messed up a little bit.
So yeah, he gave a good report, and it's just something to take encouragement by. And then also we saw how it is typical that no matter what, where the title of the message came from, no matter what, it didn't matter that John was ascetic and didn't show off a lot of joy. Jesus, was they thought he was too relational, too joyful, and mingled with the sinners too much. So it was just showing that no matter what, there's always those people that are never going to accept Jesus for who he is. So yeah.
Okay. So the first one is the sermon states that your greatest threat to salvation is not your brokenness, but your self-justification. Where in your life are you relying on your own goodness rather than Christ's sacrifice?
Oof. That's a really way to just open it up with like the hardest hitting.
Sure.
But
it was that or talking about the mark of the beast. So I made a call because I can't stand talking about end time. So I made a Kelsey call. We're talking about this first. Don't look.
I need to see the question to be
okay,
able to
you can
answer
look.
it. You do this every week. Mm-hmm. You still haven't got it.
Okay. The sermon states that your greatest threat to salvation is not your brokenness, but your self-justification. Where in your life are you relying on your own goodness rather than Christ's sacrifice?
You got anything to add? No, this is really this one is a lot more of a personal question that you almost kind of need to just answer for yourself. But all of us, we all, whether we want to admit it or not, everybody, I would wager, has, well, no, I mean, you can't get around it. Everybody's got something somewhere where there is some form of compromise. You can say that you don't, you can act like you don't, but we're all, though we're saved by Christ and, set free, we should be dead to sin and consider ourselves dead to sin. The reality is we still live in these mortal flesh bodies that, are corrupt. So there's still stumblings, there's still failings. And it's, that's why this is a really important question to ask, because it's easy to get into, like the Pharisees, the mindset of, oh, well, I do this, I do that, or, for a lot of culturally comfortable Christians, just living it up in sin like the rest of the world. They're just, oh, well, I believe in Jesus, and, I go to church and I read my Bible and then I say a prayer, so, oh, I'm forgiven. He knows, like, oh, all those sins. And it's easy to just kind of slip into that mindset where it's like, you just, oh, I'm already forgiven. So, this doesn't matter. And that's just not how it works.
Have you ever met, I have why is my phone just steady going off? AmeriSave. How can I save to improve my life? Have you ever met someone, and I have, and it was kind of discouraging, but, the people that are, and this is kind of going left field because what's family room without me, completely going off topic. Have you ever met someone that was very, and maybe you guys have, that they're very kind, very giving, very loving to those less fortunate, right? And they're just serving, amazing. But then when you meet them and you're not, less fortunate or homeless or needy and any of that, they're nasty, and they're very judgmental. Have you ever? I have a couple people come to mind, no offense, but what is that? It doesn't make sense to me is, you're showing Christ and love to those less fortunate, but then when it's someone kind of maybe on your own playing field, they act as if you're lower than them. And I don't know, I was thinking about that this morning a lot. And last night when we were talking about that.
Yeah.
What would you categorize that with? Am I making sense?
Yeah, it's hypocrisy for one. Which again, like I just said a minute ago, everybody's got something somewhere kind of
Everybody
thing.
has a water buffalo.
But I say boo.
Mine is fast, yours is slow. Sorry.
You asked me to answer something. You just randomly throw out sounds and words that just
Veggie Tales,
completely
dude.
derail
I'm sorry.
all train of thought.
This is what it's like to live in our house,
Golly.
but way worse when it's on the camera.
I don't even know what you asked now.
No, I'm just.
Yes, I got it.
Okay, all right.
Gosh.
Sorry, guys, we're kind of falling apart. Jesus,
No,
yay.
it's on one hand, because I don't want to just overgeneralize and say that everyone is this way, but that's what I'm saying. There's multiple layers. So you've got, yes, you have the layer of it's all a front, all of it's fake. They're only charitable towards.
Do you think so, though?
Some, yes. That's what I'm saying. That there's several layers. So on one hand, you have people that they're only doing that because it looks good on them. Like the people that you remember, like the Pharisees. They do it in the streets. You remember the old like YouTube and I'm sure there are still some, the Vines, where it was like, oh, we're making this short video and you're walking up to homeless people and giving them $100. Well, that's awesome, but why do you need to record it? Why do you need to post it? Oh, because you're wanting people's validation of look how nice I am. So you're not doing it because you're a good person. You're doing it because you need validity from people, validation from people.
And
so that's one layer.
The church posts, we post pictures of Dining with Dignity, but when I post them, I guess my on the church is it's more bringing awareness and bringing volunteers in.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about people that like that. They only do these kinds of things. I mean, like for instance, there was a guy got caught where he was doing one of those videos, went and gave a little kid a brand new iPhone. Recorded it, and then as soon as he gave the kid, I was all happy.
He took it back?
And then no, he stopped recording, but the kid's mom kept recording, and then he was like, "Yeah, give that back. It was just for the video," and like freaked out and was like yelling at the mom. It's like all on video, and the guy lost like all of, and it's just that's the reality. Some people only do charitable deeds just because they want to be seen by others as being good, and they're not. That's where you get some of them where they're mean towards Christians. Some of them, maybe they do have the right heart, and their heart's in it. They're serving to serve. They're serving to love on people. They want to show the love of Christ, but then when it comes towards people that are closer to their level, maybe that's just where some insecurities, some jealousy, some envy pops up. Where it's kind of like. I hate to put it. It is, and it's like I don't know how else to say it, so I'm just gonna say it like how it looks, and hopefully it's not just too blunt. But it's just, well, no, because it's people like to have themselves. Human nature. They want to have. I want to be able to be up here and look down on someone under me. I want to be able to have. That's why they have so many positions and titles, and we get so wrapped up over power, and so it's like. On one hand, for these people, they can look at, the less fortunate, the least of these, and be like, okay, well, I'm not, I have compassion on them. I'm not in their state, that's sad, but, at least my life is better than that. And maybe they don't want it to be, like a nasty, selfish kind of thing, but, it just is what it is. That's just how they think. And then when it comes towards people that are more in their realm of living, so they come around people that are more in their realm of status or prosperity or whatever. Now their shortcomings are much more aware because it's an even, if you will, for lack of a better term, like a more even playing field. So it's like, okay, well, I'm not like them, so whatever, but all these people seem to be like me, but they're doing it a little bit better than me, or their marriage looks a little better than me. So they get jealous, they get envious, they just get resentful, and then they're mean towards people like that because they want themselves on one hand to be able to be better, but they're just not. So they start looking at all of their insecurities versus what everyone else is showing. And, obviously there's still other layers to unpack.
And at the end of the day, we don't know everyone's heart. So
no, that's what I'm saying. There's still other.
Yeah. So going to the next question, Jesus said the least in the kingdom of God is greater than John the Baptist. So when you said that, I could tell there's something in my mouth. When you said that on Sunday, everyone, it was a little bit of a shock to hear, you're greater than John the Baptist, not you, but everyone's greater than John the Baptist. It kind of added a little ripple effect. No one was, I don't think anyone, I hope no one was upset, but it was definitely a little bit of a shocker because you don't think of it like that,
No,
because
we're looking at it the wrong way. So like that, and that's what, and I hope I did at least an okay job of trying to, break that down where it's just,
I'm sure somebody will let you know.
We're looking at it like greater than John. Like, look what John did. He had this big ministry. He was, really dedicated to God, lived a really holy lifestyle, was super focused on repentance and the word.
Great outfit choices.
Like all this, no materialism, no vanity, just
awesome beard.
You would, that's the guy that you would look at now. Awesome beard. You would look at now and be like, man, like you would, whatever. You'd be like
People
jealous
would still
of
look
his
at him
faith.
and be like, he's trying to be like Stephen Furtick.
But like you would, that's the guy, like, he's like the kind of person that you
a man's
see
man.
now and you're like, man, like that's awesome. Like I wish my faith was like that. I wish, I was as bold, whatever. Like there's just those little things. And then it's like, okay, you're looking at it that way. So then you're like, there's no way I'm greater than that. But Jesus is like, no, you are, because even though John had, it's hard to, because he had 1 foot in the old and 1 foot in the new, he basically, I can't remember the way it was worded. He didn't get like the full benefits, if you will. I don't know how to, somebody's going to tear me apart.
Somebody has to be a bridge.
Well, it's like you think all of the old ones, they weren't alive when Jesus was. Mm-hmm. And then John was, but he died before Jesus died and rose again. And it's, established the new covenant and, filled everyone with the Holy Spirit and all that. So they're all outside of what that new one is. Mm-hmm. They were looking forward to it. But now that we live after that, everyone that has lived after the ground already being paved and the sin debt and everything already being forgiven and Christ rising again, like we are greater in the kingdom because of that, because of the proximity we have to Christ, because of the Holy Spirit in each and every believer. Like that's what makes us greater. But yeah, it is, you hear that and you're like, and that's why it's important to study and slow down and break it down
in the soundboard,
so you don't just look at the surface level
computer, like going through, making sure, like checking the live and everything like that. And you said that, and I heard I think I heard Jason. Jason was like, "Ooh," this was, and everyone just was a little shooketh at that sentence. But good job. I think you did fine, but I'm sure
one of my ones that I had. That really stood out to me was like breaking down the fact of, like we jumped into humility and pride and talking about how like God, like, and I slept and it was just like God, like, 'cause you just get people looking at you and you're just like, no, you're not, because you're just like, oh, whatever. But it's like, slow down and think about like this is God that humbled himself and became fully man and still fully God.
And yet we still mess up and say like...
And dealt with everything. Like this is...
Cuss words and stuff.
We get cut off in traffic and we're cussing at people and throwing up California salutes. And this is Jesus who was mocked, beaten, spit on, slandered at every step of the way. And then still was just like...
California?
Father... I don't know. That's just the term.
I've never heard that term before. I think you just made that up.
No.
Okay. Do you have anything? Because I know you study a lot and you write all this, but there's only so much you can do in the time frame. Which, good job, you're doing great. See, I'm working on my vertical marriage. Is there anything extra that maybe you couldn't get into the sermon that really stood out to you that would be super beneficial to let people know?
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't know that without having my notes in front of me.
Where are your notes?
In the office.
Oh my gosh.
I have it on my phone too, but
okay.
I don't know if I could scroll through it quick enough.
Okay, that's fine. I'll keep talking. So today I woke up and I went outside. I took the blankets off the horses. And then I decided to try to fix our above ground pool that is from Walmart. And it had flipped over our entire fence due to the storm, which was Saturday whenever the storm was. It lifted our entire pool up. It didn't have water in it because they drained it. So it lifted the entire pool up, flipped over the fence. So I decided, did you find it yet?
No. I've
So I
changed
decided to try to
how
lift
I
it over the fence.
Bring my notes up.
I hurt my back. I took an ibuprofen and I'm drinking some water. You didn't find it?
Drinking some water. No, I don't have. So I have changed my.
I just bored them for like 5 seconds.
In order to edit for time, I've the last few. If you've
Anything
noticed,
off the top of your head?
I've been no.
Okay.
But I've really started honing in on like cutting just a bunch of extra stuff and trying to focus more on
Your
some main
quotes,
things.
You cannot worship and be filled with woe at the same time. You got to choose.
Why did you say?
As I'm reading it, you've got to choose which mindset, which mentality, which one are you going to worship? The Waymaker or all of your worries? And then wave my towel around. That's what you do. You haven't done that in a while. It makes me sad.
I guess I'm not preaching good enough to wave it around.
Okay. So did that come to you in the moment, or was that something you had already been thinking about, the worship and filled with woe? Because it's a very good point.
That was not in my.
It's you can't have like this morning. I walked up and I was just kind of meh, and it just came to me about a couple things that had been going on in my life a couple years ago, and I just stopped and I'm like, you know what? It's okay. Like I'm very stressed out right now, but at least I'm not dealing with what I was dealing with, 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And it kind of shifted my mentality a little bit. So, I mean, we always say, have gratitude will get you out of, being grumpy. We always say that. That's trademarked. And it's very true. And I know it sounds like a broken record, but seriously, if you are just stuck in this mind frame of just, I'm so stressed out, I mean, try just thinking of something you're very thankful for. And that's the same exact thing like with the worship and filled with woe. Mm-hmm.
No.
Are you talkative?
No, I was thinking about something.
Oh, want to share with us?
But yeah, no, that one I didn't have in my notes. I should have written this down.
I should have written this down.
Written this down.
You got to choose.
No, I was listening to Leonard Ravenhill earlier in the gym, and he said something, and it was, man, I wish I wrote.
I like that God is not afraid of your doubts. He's not afraid of your discouragement. Not afraid of you being angry at Him. I think that's a big thing too. It's at least for me, you're always a little nervous. Not like you're hiding anything from Him anyway, but it's always a little intimidating to say it out loud or say it in a prayer. Thinking it is one thing, but when you're actually like, God, I'm kind of doubting you right now. That seems like you're going to get struck down by lightning the moment that you say that. But He's not afraid of that. I mean, it's so funny. We put ourselves on these pedestals. Like, if I say I doubt Him, He's going to be so mad. And it's like,
I don't sound anything like that.
wasn't mimicking
You said we put ourselves on these pedestals, and that was the voice you went with. I don't sound anything like that.
I'm just saying, we put ourselves at this level, and I don't know, I can't do it.
Wow.
So I don't know why I went the African American
Level.
Okay, anyway, we put ourselves like we're just, and I hate to say this because someone is going to tear me up about speaking of this to yourself, but we're really not that important. And we put ourselves at this level of just, we're scared to tell God we're doubting Him. It's just, He made all these things. You think that it's going to wreck His day. You know what I mean? Like,
He already knows.
Yeah.
That's what, that's what I don't get. And it's,
just be
we
honest.
act like we don't, but it's like he gave, okay.
I'm gonna get real with you guys.
Well, no, like let's use some commonsensicals here. In that Moses wrote Genesis. Moses was not alive in Genesis. Moses wrote, in the beginning there was God. The earth was without form and void, and then He made everything and made, Adam and Eve. Moses wasn't there. So God told him about it so he could write it down. So God still knew the beginning. And then when we get to the end, and John is writing the book of Revelation, not Revelations. There's no S in there.
That's his pet peeve.
It's a massive pet peeve.
Pet peeve.
And he
hate
sees
pet
the end of everything, even Daniel, and so God is outside time, and he sees all of that, and then somehow we still try to hide it. And like this, like him, he's not afraid that you're angry with him. And I think too, something that I've been kind of dwelling on lately, after just reading some stuff and whatever, but is like in one of the conversations we were having the other day, but about like fear, and that's where like the anger is coming from. Like it's actually just rooted in.
I think we were talking
fear.
about Darth Vader.
Yeah, we were talking about Anakin Skywalker and fear, but it's, I mean, like it's not based off of Christianity, but it's still true. Like fear leads to anger, and anger leads to hate.
If
hate
you don't
leads to
address
suffering.
it, you will become Darth Vader.
I'm just kidding.
I thought
He came back around. No, but it's like that. Like there's so many things that we are just afraid, and we try to say, oh, well, I'm not afraid of anything. No, there's still stuff that causes you fear.
I never say that.
No, but some people, are like, I'm not afraid of anything. Okay, well, let's get to the end of the month, and you still have $3,000 in bills, and you need to go get $300 worth of groceries, and there's $5 in your bank account. You're gonna have some fear. You're gonna feel fear, and then it's like, and like that fear can lead to anger when you stop looking at God, and you just start looking at your problems, and you're like, man, I have no money. How's any of this going to work? You just spiral, and you get into this loop of oh, God's not there. He's not hearing my prayer.
Give me a raise,
yeah, and you just complain and anger, and you're just fighting everything and all that, and it's just you're angry. And you don't even want to, go to God about it because you're angry at him because you think, oh, it ties back into, oh, he's not doing what I think he should do, and he's not acting how I think he should act. And it's just like, okay, well, for one, let's just get real. Like you just said a minute ago, we're not that important. Okay, for one, why should God? Why should he? Why should he, give you $500,000? Why should he do this?
Whoa.
Why should he do that?
I thought we only needed $3,000.
No, I'm just saying, this is how people think, like, oh, I deserve, we think we deserve this, we deserve that, God should help us, God should do that. It's like God's already done everything that he needs to do. Mm-hmm. He's already forgiven us of our sins, provided the way, like, that's it. We need Christ. And the minute we need anything else in addition to Christ, then we don't think that he's enough.
I'll be honest. Can you re-explain, and then maybe I'm the only one, but in the Children in the Marketplace thing, I was also doing something else at the same exact time.
We played the flute for you when you did not dance. I've listened to that scripture listened to it, that it's every time I read it, I can only hear the guy's voice saying it, so that's why.
How does it go?
Stuck in my head. Go ahead. What was your question?
That was my question. I was wondering if you could re-explain it. Just re-explain that little sexy poo. You made up words. I can make up words. Of that part where it's the question: in what ways are you like the children in the marketplace, refusing to dance or weep when God calls you to respond to his message in a way that makes you uncomfortable?
See if we can find it.
Okay. What are you doing?
Calling to one another. We played the flute for you and you did not dance. We sang a dirge and you did not weep.
That's just stuck in my head.
We played the flute for you and you did not dance.
All right, what was your question? I wasn't listening because I was focused on that.
I said
re-explain it.
Yes.
So the flute, the children would play in the marketplace when all the people like when there would be like breaks in times or whatever. So the children would come out and they would play. The kids would play wedding, or they would play funeral. So you have joy, you have sorrow. So you have the flute that is happiness.
That's my daily life. Either joyful or I'm very sorrowful.
You have the flute, you have joy, you have happiness, you have the wedding. And then you have the dirge. You have that sad, sorrowful sound, is mournful. So he was contrasting, and it's multi-layered. In that, Man, it was on one hand you had them, John was like the mournful side. So he came, he was like, hey, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand, fire and judgment's coming. Then you had Jesus was the flute side, the happy side, the wedding side. He was going, that's why they called him the glutton and drunkard. He was too happy, he was having too much fun, he was celebrating too much. So on one hand you had him pointing out, okay, these religious elites, these Pharisees, these, religious rulers that are stuck in tradition, they actually don't care about God. They don't care. They're just focused on the stuff that they have, the wealth that they have, the status that they have, the power that they have, the influence that they have, the people that follow them, whatever. They have that. So they see John saying one thing about the kingdom of heaven coming, and then they have Jesus saying the other way, but the same thing. They're both preaching the same kingdom, just attacking it, if you will, different ways. And there's just saying, like these kids, like you've seen it with, because we have kids, and if you have kids, you've seen it where it's just, I don't want to play that game. Well, I don't want to play that game. Well, I don't want to play that game. Well, I don't want to, and they just can't agree to play each other's games in any ways. And that's what he's saying. Like these Pharisees, they're not wanting to play along, like they're just not wanting to accept it, no matter which way you say it, no matter how you do it, no matter what, they're just going to ignore it. But then on the other side, there's another layer where it also shows the church and how the church can be stuck fighting itself instead of working together. You've got, like we talk about all the time now with different denominations of, we're going to do it this way and you shouldn't do it this way, but we're going to do it this way and you shouldn't do it that way. And it's like, just fighting instead of focusing on what we need to focus on. And
Cool. You have to tell me the voice so I can listen to the Bible in that guy's voice. That was amazing. Oh. Okay. Do you have anything else you want to visit? Did you want to talk about the Mark of the Beast thing?
Yeah, sure, why not? We'll close with that.
Oh, perfect. I love that. If you don't have the courage to share your faith now in relative safety, what makes you think you would stand firm during actual persecution or when facing the mark of the beast? Actually, we don't even have to answer that. I think this is something I saw a really scary video
that you
the other
need
day.
to dwell on. Everyone individually, every single person that hears that, or you're listening or whatever, that's the same thing. But if you don't have, that's just the truth. I mean, if you can't stand up to someone now,
uncomfortable,
and you can't talk about your faith, can't share your faith, you can't confront sin, you can't even say what sin is. Living in relative safety, what makes you think you're going to stand in the day of adversity? What makes you think you're going to have, if you have fear not to share your faith, you're not going to have you're not going to have, the courage to stand for your faith. The minute you're too afraid of just telling somebody that Jesus died for them, you're never going to stand when they're about to kill you and say, renounce or die. You're going to fold like that. And it's just that you've got to come. I don't know what every person, you've got to do whatever, get in your prayer closet, fast about it, pray about it, whatever, but your faith should be so rock steady, so firm that you are ready to die at any moment's notice. That at less than a minute, at no notice whatsoever, you should be able to die and be ready to go to heaven. What were you saying?
Nothing. I did see a very scary video on YouTube. It came across on one of the reels, and I won't share too many details, but it was just basically it was end time stuff, which shocked. I watched it, but there was one scene, and this is just a trigger warning, so if there's kids listening, tell them to go away for a second. I'll give you a second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
That's how fast you count?
Yeah, I'm a fast counter. I have many talents. That being one of them. You're welcome.
Timekeeping is not.
Okay. All right. So hope they're gone now. But it was just basically different people getting killed for refusing the mark of the beast, and some of them folded. And there was one that just made my tummy hurt, and it was a girl. It almost like it looked like a scene from Saw. If you don't know what that movie is, don't look it up. And the girl was laying on like a bed with this. It was like a modern day guillotine set up, and she was laying on a bench in like this creepy looking room, and just had her head was through this little thing, and they had the blade like close to her, and she was crying, and they're like, "This is your last chance." Basically, that's not exactly what they said, and she just started praying, and then it dropped, and it was just. I mean, that's creepy. I don't like it.
I didn't say it. I was just looking at you.
Yeah, and it just makes you just come out of your own little bubble for a second. Yes, is like you said, is there a chance that type of those type of actions is going to come to America before the rapture? I mean, we don't know, but ensuring you're on the first train out, there's a much bigger chance you're going to miss that type of thing. But that type of thing is going to be almost guaranteed after the rapture.
Oh, well, yeah. They're going to.
Yeah.
They're going to. And they're already doing it now in other countries. It's just going to be astronomically worse.
And widespread.
I mean, you
think
with... put your tinfoil hat on.
I mean,
with facial recognition and traffic cameras and all this stuff, and the fact that if you don't have the mark of the beast, you won't buy anything, you won't purchase food, you won't get on public transit, whatever. With facial recognition, they're immediately going to know who exactly has it and who doesn't. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be good at all. It's gonna suck, and and it's not. I try when I say these things. I hope obviously it's going to produce fear, no matter what, in some people. But that's why you need to be anchored in your hope in Christ and just know that, like.
Well, honestly, reading Revelation was strangely calming, more than I thought it was going to be, because it was like, if you haven't actually read it and sat and taken chapter for chapter, you don't really understand. But when you really, it gives you, it's not a super obvious timeline, but they do give you it. Mm-hmm. You do get a timeline. Mm-hmm. And it plain as day, majority of the really scary stuff, you're gone already. Yeah. So you don't have to, but it is serving as a warning for those that don't take this seriously and don't make the rapture, if that's going to happen in our lifetime type of deal. But, if you have any anxiety or big fear about that type of stuff, like I do, it's definitely, don't avoid it, read it, take it chapter for chapter. And does the Tara, what's her face thing go through it?
The year-long Bible thing?
Yeah.
It covers it.
I mean, you can go to that part in her
I'm
study
sure, yeah.
too.
There's a ton of stuff on Revelation.
Yeah.
Dr. Michael Heiser has a massive amount. Phenomenal. Well, he's dead now, but phenomenal scholar.
What does that have to do with it being good?
No, he was a really, really very, very intelligent scholar. Just, it's insane the things that he knew and would just pull.
Yeah.
It's.
I actually, at the women's coffee thing that we have in our women's fam group, we were just talking, and I was sharing with somebody else about, having that fear of death and everything like that. And it doesn't, sometimes, yes, you always ask, you're like, am I actually Christian? I don't know. Like, you have those anxieties, which I think are pretty normal. But she had a really great point. She literally has the same exact issues that I do, which this is why you need to share, your fears, your insecurities, your issues with people. Will some people judge you? I mean, of course. And some people are going to say, I can't believe that she feels that way in her position, all this type of stuff. But then you're going to come across other people that, oh, wow, yes, me too. And then you guys can get to the solution together and heal and not be stuck in that dead zone. But if you isolate and you pretend like you're not going through anything, you're just hurting yourself.
Yeah.
But she had a great point. She said, she's going to kill me if she's listening. I can't believe it was, I can't remember if it was she said this or she heard it from someone. But it was basically like moving to the next grade in school, which I can't really relate because I was homeschooled, but like in public school, moving to the next grade in school or leaving 5th grade and going to a whole new school, starting middle school, like, it's going to be okay because you've been to school, right? Mm-hmm. But this is a whole new experience and you're not sure. There's that uncertainty of what it's going to actually be like. She's like, that's kind of how she feels with death and then going to heaven. Like, she knows it's going to be okay because she's a Christian, but she doesn't know exactly like what it's going to, that's where I'm at. I'm like, well, what is exactly it's going to be like? Now I know what it's going to be like. So I think that's where a lot of the fear comes from too. So if you're like that as well, try to think of it like you're going to middle school.
Wow. Think of heaven like you're going to middle school.
Listen, buddy. So yeah, I thought that was a really cool way to explain it and just kind of, what? A Christian middle school.
Perfect. Wow.
I don't know why you're still married to me.
Oh my gosh. All right. So Sunday morning, I think we're actually finishing up chapter 7.
What? No way.
Yeah, not the series, but chapter 7 itself. So come early. I encourage you to invite people. Whatever. Invite people, bring them, drag them here, kidnap. I'm just kidding. But yeah. So again, I did want to bring it up with the land. Those of you that are not giving, anyone, if you give just $20 a week, that helps us astronomically. The land, we're working on selling this property, moving everything out there onto the new land. Actually, if you're watching this live, pray for me because I have a very important meeting tomorrow morning. And after the
tomorrow?
fact, if you're watching after, then, just pray anyways because I still need it. But so we'll be moving out there to be in our new location, our new home, debt-free, not our dream home, I don't know how else to name it. It's not the major vision. It's not the full end goal. But I think getting out there and being on that ground
getting
and
out
everything
there
and being debt free is going to be
getting out there with our outgoing ministries intact and more improved.
Yeah.
I think is way more important than having a building to the scale that one day we hope we can house. I think that. Man, finances are so rough for everybody right now, especially in the county. And if we lose sight of maintaining that outgoing ministry, I mean, how are we helping really?
Yeah.
I mean, salvation, obviously helping people find Jesus, but there's more to that. People need more assistance for that, and that's what that's our goal. So again, big goals. Food pantry going out there, larger food pantry building with, the homeless outreach attached. We're falling apart. I would love to be able to serve, Putnam and St. John's. Because does Putnam even have a... I don't know. I'll have to ask Amber or Charity or Ashley or someone.
The main thing is, but it'd be great to help out.
And definitely I would my goal is to obviously still help out Dining with Dignity at the 91 South Dixie in St. Augustine, but no one is, let me not say no one, but I am not aware of any type of Dining with Dignity in Hastings. So I am, considering even before we move out there, reaching out to, I don't know who I'd reach out to. I'm assuming like the county for permission.
Yeah.
Or City of Hastings, I guess it would be probably.
Finding wherever
Because
to
City
go.
of St. Augustine is the dining with dignity. I don't know. And starting up, just doing a once a month and hopefully more hot dinner type of thing for Hastings. So if you're interested in helping me with that, because I don't have enough on my plate, I wanted to add some more. Let me know. You can email me at Kelsey Cochran at familychurch.social, or just message me on the Facebook, or find me on Sunday or something. And let me know if you're interested in doing that. I would love to get that started, since we're only doing that every other. So, yeah.
Yeah, for now. Hopefully we can get our old spot time-wise back. I do like the new location though. That's nice. So yeah, Sunday morning, come early, come ready, and let's have a great time. We love you guys, and we will see you next week. First, we're going to
Saturday for
see you
prayer.
Saturday at prayer at 5 p.m. Every Saturday at 5 p.m. And then Sunday.
This whole entire podcast has gone like this.